Welcome everyone, this is Destinaut from the Loot Clan, coming at you for the lootcave.com, and today we are talking Halo 5 multiplayer. What you're seeing here is just a match I recorded the other day. A couple guys from the Loot Clan jumped on and we just went to work. Compared to some of the other multiplayer games out right now, Halo 5 is pretty similar, and it's also, I think, kind of a refinement of what we're seeing in multiplayer these days. This game is definitely a Halo game. I mean, you got the same weapons. We got combat rifles, battle rifles, SMGs, magnums, sniper rifles, shotguns, and a whole host of Covenant and Promethean weapons. We also have the power weapons. These are a little bit different from game types in the past, where I know they've spawned in, someone can control them. It's all about control still, but you still have more of a chance to get them. The weapons are on a timer. So let's say your enemy grabs the sniper rifle and they're kind of just camping, holding back, not letting you use it, not letting you get it from them. That sniper rifle will spawn in again. Like I said, it's on a timer. So if you can get your hands on a sniper rifle, you could even the playing field. Or if your team's sucking it up, you might just give the enemy team 2 sniper rifles. So I can't help you there if that happens. So that's on you. Now we also have Spartan Abilities. And these are things like sprint, which in this game you can actually sprint for as long as you want. The downside being, if you're hit and your shields are low, your shields will not recharge while you're sprinting. So we're not exactly going to have people just running all around the map, sprinting all day long, because they are going to have to stop, or they're going to get shot again and die. So not a bad trade-off, I think. We also have the stabilizer. What that's going to do is allow you to jump in the air, use your booster rockets, and kind of just hold yourself so you can float midair. This is going to allow you to shoot down on enemies. This comes in really handy when jumping up over cover and firing down from above. So it comes in handy. I don't use it too much, but little circumstances here and there call for it. We also got the ground pound. If you've ever played Destiny and you're familiar with Titan Strikers, you'll be really familiar with this. The ground pound basically allows you to jump in air, charge a melee, and come down on opponents. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit less timing. Obviously, it's not a special, so you can use it, like I said, take out multiple enemies, but you're vulnerable while in midair. We then have the thruster pack. Thruster pack, I like. It's pretty sweet. Basically, you can use it to go from side to side or forward and reverse, small little bursts. This allows you to get out of enemy fire and back behind cover, or you can back off or go forward to get out of grenades, or there's close distance on enemies so that you can get a melee attack in. We also got Clamber. Clamber is new to Halo. Basically, what it allows you to do is grab onto ledges, and you're going to be able to pull yourself up. As you can see with this map, Coliseum, it's got a lot of verticality. It's not just one flat playing field. So what this is going to allow you to do is get up very quickly above your enemies, take new routes just to flank them, and it opens things up. It makes for not just a flat game where you're constantly just looking straight ahead. There's a lot of looking up, a lot of looking down. It's a nice new feature. I really like it. And then we have the slide. The slide is basically what it says. It's a slide. While running, you can slide behind cover. Again, much like Destiny's slide. So I don't know if it's quite as effective. I don't know if we're going to see any sliding shotgunners in this. So maybe I've already said too much. And last but not least, we have the Spartan Charge. Again, if you're familiar with the Striker Titan in Destiny, it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to be able to shoulder charge an opponent while running. And again, good for closing the gaps. Good for getting those unexpected people that basically aren't used to it. So we'll see how that goes as things go on. On the technical side, some of you might be wondering, well, is this a 60 frame per second game, 30 frame per second? How's the lag? How's this thing run? Well, I'll tell you, folks, this thing runs as smooth as butter. I'm loving it. This game is locked in at 60 frames per second. 343 did a wonderful job making sure that it actually stays at 60 frames per second. There's a lot of tech that went into this. Basically, they do lower the resolution of the game, so we're not getting full 1080p 100% of the time. But it's not really noticeable. I'm not seeing like a huge dip in performance here. Basically, they lower it down so we get rock solid 60 frames per second, pretty much 100% of the time. If you guys want to check out Digital Foundries, they got a pretty good video showing that needle's just pegged at 60 frames per second, and I think it really shows. Like I said, I haven't seen any lag in multiplayer. Single player, I noticed during a cutscene that could have been just a hiccup or something like that, because I've played the cutscene again and I didn't get anything. So kudos to 343 on that. Getting into the games is very easy. Matchmaking is easy. Halo, I don't think has ever really had an issue with that, so they've really kept that going. Loving that, and I'm loving all the game modes. So far, I haven't played them all. I haven't really done any custom games. Pretty much just Slayer. Warzone is a blast. Very large player count. But if you go in there by yourself, be prepared to be pretty frustrated. I would recommend the largest group that you can put together, because communication is key. Basically, you're locking down zones, and with those lockdown zones, you can spawn closer to the center of the map. If you can get enough zones, basically lock down 3, and then you open up the enemy's base for attack. You can then drop their shields, get the core down, and you've won the match. But it can be pretty frustrating in there by yourself. But the Slayer modes, I'm loving those. 4v4, very quick battles, first to 50, or time limit. Those rarely go to time limit though. So, loving the multiplayer, guys. If you haven't checked it out, if you're even a little bit of a Halo fan, or you just like past games, this really is a throwback. I know a lot of people had issues with 4, and they did some technical changes there, but this is really a throwback to true to form Halo. I think you guys will really enjoy it if you haven't picked it up already, so I highly recommend it. That's it for my quick little rundown, guys. Thanks for stopping by. This has been Destinaut of the Loot Clan for the lootcave.com, and we'll see you next time.
Game over. Victory.